All right, we're gonna make some flowers. So I'm gonna kind of show you how you can mix and match different colors and different patterns, and we'll see what we end up liking. So kind of want to go with this green look right now, and then maybe incorporate these cool little leafy ones here. I think that might be fun. So I've already pre-cut these. This is just normal cardstock. Got it at Michael's in the big packs where it has like the different shades. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but I just made it a little bigger. That's okay. I'm just gonna cut each layer. So this is the rose shape. This is the daisy shape. And these little guys are the peony shape. So first things first, make our slits and roll them. You can see how uneven these are. My daughter helped me cut them. They don't have to be perfect. You'll never notice it, and it looks good when they're not completely cookie cutter the same. So a little imperfection is good, which means you have an excuse to be a little lazy with it. Okay. That one looks a little dirty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I don't need the dirty one. Okay. Let's start gluing. We're gonna glue very close because the further we go in, the higher our flowers are. See here? See how it starts to stand up? So on the outside, we like to get pretty close to the line, just a slight overlap so that they can be a little bit 3D on your wall. But for the most part, they don't need a ton of volume, or else you're gonna have this flower that's sticking way far off your wall. And that would look silly. Okay, there's my outside. Let's just do the next one really quick so we have an idea. Ooh! I just use a big glue stick to roll mine. I'm sure there's something more technical, but it's smooth, it's easy. I got plenty of them, so why not? So the next layer is also going to be 6. I don't know why these outside ones are so dirty. I'll blame my kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So good. Luckily you don't need that one either. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think with this layer, I'm going to do the petals on the inside, or the wave on the inside, to kind of mix it up. There's so many ways to make the same flower pattern look different. Even just depending on the way you roll it, if you roll it, the direction you're facing it. It's cool. So versatile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now we just need our center, which I do not have one of, so I need to make one really quick. I use this splatter just because I have a bunch of them. You will have a template for this circle, but I didn't cut myself one, and it does not need to be perfect by any means. You will not see it. It's just going to be your starting point, your base. Okay. You want to do an L shape like this for your first one. That way you can tuck your last one under. So we're going this way, which is counterclockwise for me. That way it's sticking here and it's sticking here. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you get to the end and you realize you have a big gap, you kind of start seeing. You can either add another petal, or you can rearrange. You'll see in a lot of my videos, I end up rearranging. That'll be okay. I'm not super picky because I know in the end you don't notice little things like that that look very prominent in the beginning. You just don't. Okay, there's my outside. Okay, let's go layer 2, and then I'm going to figure out what to do with those little leaf guys. So for layer 2, because it's also 6, I'm going to go in between all the gaps. And how pretty is that with it being the opposite folding? Looks so cute. And see, this is a pretty big gap, but gap-hoo, you know? There you go. And I think, we'll see. I don't know if we need 6, but we'll use them anyway. This is a smaller flower than normal because I started, this is with layer 2. So instead of starting with layer 1, which would start out here, I started with 2 because I want to make a smaller flower. So I can do these maybe like that. That's kind of cool. Let's see. So this is, again, just the daisy one that I cut out. Do we like? I think it's kind of cool. Or do we want to keep it on the outside, like so? Let's decide later. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna do different shades here. We're gonna move into, this is size 4. Size 4, 1, 2, that's a big trace. Just flip it over, no big deal. I think I'm gonna do 5 petals, even though I think I usually, oh yeah, no, I might tell you guys to do 4, but this is kind of a wider look since I started with 2. Now, should I do in or out petals? Let's see what we think. I kind of like the inside look. I'm gonna stick with that, I think. When you go in, it looks fuller when you go towards the middle because, oh, maybe not. Can't use these guys now. A little trace is okay, but not by the top where you would see it. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I can just roll this the other way. Doop-a-doop-doop. Okay. Well, maybe not. Because it's still on the outside. Here we go. I'll use these 2. These will work just fine. Okay. Okay, I always start where my weirdest gap is. Kind of set the tone for like where I want these. Now I typically only do 4 petals here, but I cut 5 just in case, but I think 4 is going to be good. So when I do 4, I do like a box pattern, like so. Just for sake of symmetry, I guess. Okay. Pretty cool. It's coming along, coming along. Okay, so And go light and then light. Let's do that. Let's go, this is a peony style. And we're gonna go 4 of him. Cut our slit. Shape our petals, our ends. Keep going with the inside look. I'm gonna get a little bit tighter on my overlap for sake of volume here. If you don't have one of these silicone mats for your hot glue gun, it's the best. Okay, we're gonna go right in between because we're doing another box. So we're just gonna stagger the box on the other side. Okay. Yes, there we go. That looks cool. So now, let's see. We're gonna go with these guys. Yeah. Typically my last one, because this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Typically number 6 I say to do 3 petals, but we're still pretty bulky over here. So I'm gonna do 4. And we're gonna see how that goes. Same process. Stuff like this is simple, not easy. Which to me means it's tedious. And it's not easy to stick with something that has to keep our attention like this. Okay. I'm going pretty far overlapped. I don't go with a huge wave on mine. Just a little bit of volume, but listen, live your life, you do you. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go in the opposite areas as the last one. I wouldn't do that for every single one, or else you're gonna really start looking like it's like a matchy-matchy thing, which is not gonna look like the look you want. Or the look I want, I guess. You are your own person. Okay. Yes, I'm into it. Okay, so let's see what we think now about the leaves. I think I like them more hidden, right? What if we just did a couple on each side? That'd be cute. Kind of a fun idea. Let's try that. Okay, let's just finish this guy up and then we'll do that. So I'm going to create a rose center, or a palm center. I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to do a 2-layer one, just for fun. So I'm going to use this as 1 layer. And then I just see this scrap line here. Can use this as another layer. Let's see how that would look. Yeah. Let's see which one we want to do. I kind of like the dark. Let's just mix it up. It'd be a little fun. Let's get crazy. Okay. We're back at it. Cutting slits. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be even, doesn't have to be symmetrical. Just do your best. You can go as tight as you want or as thick as you want. You're just gonna have to mess around with it and see what style you like. This is a much thinner one than I usually do. But I'm gonna do something different here because I'm gonna do 2 layers. I'm doing these a lot thicker, so I don't know how this will turn out, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be great. Most important thing is just don't cut all the way through, or else all your hard work goes wasted. Cool, cool. Okay, let's make our way around and see what we think of this. You want to start as tight as possible, or else you're going to have a weird hole in the center. And then we just want to keep hold of the edges so it doesn't get wild on us. It's going to do this bubbly thing. It's totally fine, totally normal. Just let it do it. You're just going to keep wrapping and keep continuing to push those edges like that. Cool, cool. Looks pretty good. I don't know what this guy's doing, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Going rogue. Okay, I'm gonna just layer some glue in here. Typically, I would just fluff this up and stick it here and be done, but we're gonna do a second layer and see what we wanna do with this guy. This is a shorter piece. It's actually more narrow and shorter, so it's a little different than what I have in our directions for you, but it's nice to see other ways to do the same thing, you know? Okay, what's done here? Now please observe, these are not perfect, these are not even, it's random. We're gonna just go around it. So I'm gonna glue it initially so I have a pretty firm base. And let's see what happens. That looks pretty cool. I'm into that. Okay. I'm gonna glue him and then we'll fluff a little bit. I'm trying to decide if I want to fluff the leafy part or just the green part. But let's start with the green part. I'm not even gonna fluff it, I'm just gonna push him down. Mostly because I'm trying to fill this gap. Voila. Make sure it's flat, get glue everywhere you can. And we're just gonna find that center. Boom, beautiful. Continue to mess with it till it gets how you like. Now I'm looking at that gap and I'm like, ooh, I hate that gap. But you know what? You're gonna hang it. You'll never notice. Promise. Okay, and I think for fun, I'm gonna stick a couple of these leaves together. I'm gonna do a fatter one with a skinnier one. I don't love that. Trying to find my skinnier guys. Skinny, skinny. This guy's poofier. Okay. Well, ow, just burned my hand. Okay, so for the sake of how we want this to look, I don't know. Do we like that, or do we like a more natural leaf? No, that's too much the same. I don't know. Well, play with with it. Do your thing. Good luck.